Yeah, no, I'm not going to just upload this. But if there's some good outros, maybe I'll tack them on to the
We're
end.
gonna do my
Some bloopers. Or blooper reel.
or like my warm up.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't recording that. But I'm just going to make sure that next time that kind of shit happens, it's being recorded.
Okay, ready.
Okay, bring us in.
Welcome everybody to week 5 of Reality
Is it 5
Riffs.
already?
Yes, Reality Riffs podcast.
All
That
right.
means
Episode 5.
season 11, episode 5 of Vanderpump Rules. I am your host, Jessie Reed. Alongside me is my husband,
Philip.
Hey Phil,
Philip.
how was your week?
It was pretty good.
It's long weekend.
Long weekend. I had parent-teacher conferences on Tuesday and then got to just do fuck all for 5 days.
Yeah.
Went and played in the mud with the kid.
Anthony.
Went and slid around in the mud in the Badlands for a while. That was pretty fun. Other than that,
We even got to see our daughter for a day?
like 3 minutes, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, what else? Anything?
That was my week. What about you?
I was sick. I was sick again. I cannot get over whatever is plaguing me, but I did catch up with one of my old friends, and I caught up on Love is Blind, which I really wish we had decided to cover because this season is actually good. If last season hadn't sucked, I would have recommended that we do it. Maybe next.
Well, I'm trying to ease my way into watching shitty television.
Yeah, that's why
I'm trying to embrace my role in late stage capitalism and watch the end of the world.
And you're coming in at not a great time because Vanderpump Rules isn't. Well, this episode wasn't great, but it did give me a little bit of nostalgia for the older Vanderpump. You know, I think it's getting better. I think next week's gonna be. I keep saying that it's gonna get better, but it will because Katie and Ariana aren't going to be there to make everyone feel bad for being nice to Tom, and then they'll, you know. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about this episode, which is titled "Lake It or Break It," and the descriptor said, "A chat between James and Sandavol threatens to rock the fragile peace the group just formed." When did they form peace? I'm not sure. But anyway.
Well, I think Schwartz was the fragile piece, right? Like nobody wanted anything to do with Tom that last episode, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And
nobody accepted an apology, did they? Sheena walked away. No. That was 2 episodes.
Well, no.
Together.
Yeah, no, because this is the last week
was.
Oh,
Graham Cracker. Was the last.
Yeah, they're trying to get as much fucking mileage out of that dog story as they can. It's like, that's great. You got a dog. Like, I got 3 fucking dogs. Like, come on. Like, let's get on with human drama. But that is one thing that pissed me off. And I guess we'll wait. Well, we can talk about it when we get to that scene. But, no, but one of my thoughts was, oh shit, I had a thought and then it just crapped out on me. I forgot my notes, so I'm winging it.
That's every week, babe.
Oh yeah, well, that's kind of what I do.
No, but overall, I know you're new to reality television, but okay, so just going off of season 11, episode 1 through episode 5, how does this one compare to the others that you've watched? Do you have a favorite so far?
Our favorite episode?
so far? Like, what is your favorite thing to watch? Like, you'll see them on screen, you'll be like,
taking
okay,
a deep breath right now.
Guttural.
Okay.
Does this hurt? Really?
I am waiting for this season to actually start. Okay, this is 5 weeks in, and I'm like, what the? I mean, no, I get okay. So
it is annoying because all this stuff, anyone who was on Reddit or any of the groups, like, we know. Let's start.
Okay, so you're asking my opinion. Was this the best episode? It looks like we're getting closer to something happening.
Yes.
And I think that's sort of the thing, because they've wagered a lot on this Sandavol. Nobody seems to actually be wanting to work for their paycheck and actually do anything.
I think the fact that the affair is so fresh to them, and they still don't know how to proceed with Ariana. And not only that, the way they behaved at the reunion, they all took this stance: we're never going to speak to you ever again, you're the worst person who ever lived. And now they gotta pretty much eat crow and be like, okay, you just basically did what we've all done before. But I think if they like this, and just watching
but that's the thing. It's not the affair, it's the deception, and it's the
cover-up is always worse than the crime.
And the cover-up, and still the refusal to just admit any sort of wrongdoing.
Well, and that's why I don't understand why people are so mad at Schwartz at all, because right away he apologized, and it wasn't even his affair to apologize for. If Ariana wants to be mad, let her. But then get her off the screen, because look how much stuff is gonna, I think, just from the preview alone, the preview for next week is more interesting than all 5 episodes combined.
I mean, honestly, I think if they actually want to save this season, they basically got to write Ariana off the show.
And maybe they kind of will, because maybe she'll go to... Or at least make her film. Say, if you're not going to film with the whole entire group, then what's your role here?
Yeah, well, I mean...
on this show, what is your role?
Well, no,
Katie hasn't even barely said 2 words.
Well, I mean, their fucking contract negotiations with Ariana can happen after the season. But if they want to have another season after this, they just need to move her off the show,
kind of edit around
her and get everybody else off doing shit, and just forget about Ariana. Because as much as I understand she's upset, she's also got to understand that this is a fucking business, and you know, the
show she signed up to be on.
The show must go on.
And Katie isn't doing anything
either. You can wreck the show,
but I think,
is she trying to wreck the show?
Maybe, because it's what Tom loves more than anything.
Yeah, I mean...
And she's set up, like, I don't know how set up, though she needs the money, too. Otherwise, I don't think she would have come back. Or, I don't know. It's just, do your job, and she might. We're only on episode 5. They film, like, 20 of these fuckers. But anyway, another thing I was thinking, it will be entertaining when they have to come together for the first time. I know that I still have to show you the like mid-season teaser where they're all on the beach and James draws a line in the sand, so they're both there. He's like, this is Ariana's side, this is Tom's side, so that might be fun to watch, like those two bicker. But right now they have a go-between. They're living in the same house and they haven't spoken.
Well, see, and that's just uncomfortable too. Like, don't show me that.
No,
like, just I feel like maybe I think that's part of it too. Is
it's like watching your parents fight almost.
This is something I think that's a little too
juvenile.
Well, not juvenile. Like, I understand them not wanting necessarily, like, they're in a tough situation,
but they can't text each other even, like, hey, I need to come out for this, or I'm gonna be using the gym in an hour.
Well, I don't know, I've been so pissed off at people before that I haven't talked to them for a very long time.
Would you be able to live under the same roof though at the same time while being that
Well,
pissed? Seriously.
Well, that house, obviously symbolizes something in that relationship, right? Like
it's everything, and they built like custom.
Yeah.
When Ariana's talking about that stuff being custom, everybody made fun of them because they all bought the houses at the same time. Jax, Tom and Katie, Tom and Ariana, and Jax and Brittany bought theirs pre-furnished, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I think so. There was nothing to do. Either that or Tom and Katie did. I think one of them did. But they had it furnished just like a normal house. And Tom and Ariana had like patio furniture for when people would come to sit on like lawn chairs. Because they were having custom cabinets built, custom light fixture, custom a lot of stuff. And so they put a lot of that Lego thing. They put a lot of personal touches into it. I think, you know how hard it is every time I have to leave a house and I didn't put anything into it other than money. And then I get attached with my heart. Could you imagine if I did every single detail of decorating a home like that?
But I mean, I guess I can understand the fight over it, and maybe.
But time heals wounds. Look, Ariana's already softening to the idea of it. She's just, know. Well, let's get into the episode. Yeah. Okay. So basically, everyone's just driving around. James was talking to Graham, which I just think's adorable. I'm sorry, but whatever. And then we get into it with Katie and Ariana, and we find out that people are literally shitting on something about her. And so, like, the patio is causing them headaches, I guess. But
well, I mean, at the same time,
and it's still not open to this day in real time, as you and I talk.
Like just random people, like homeless people, like who's shitting
I can't imagine. I don't know because.
But then again, I mean, it's
cameras everywhere
on their property.
Well, yeah, like security cameras, or maybe next door or across the street. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know, doorbell cam, something.
Because if nobody notices somebody taking a shit on somebody's patio in public, like that's such a common thing, then maybe I don't want to go there. Because I would notice that. I'd be like, is that somebody shitting on that patio?
Well, I mean, everybody always talks about what a shithole California is. I mean,
I know, but they get the pretty shots.
No, they get carefully framed shots is what they get, right?
That's why I say they deserve Emmys and stuff, or awards for this show. They're not just doing nothing.
It's like, is it in Hollywood? Like, is that?
Yeah, when they say WeHo, that's West Hollywood. Or NoHo is North Hollywood.
Yeah, see, I know very little about the geography of Los Angeles. Well, I've been in their airport once, and they had to fucking shoot me from the international terminal.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't know. I was flying through the fucking airport on the back of one of those carts.
I've never been to LAX, but I don't know if I would make it out alive. Just the parking situation, like the parking lot or like the drive. People complain about that quite a lot. Yeah. I guess you're a real friend if you're willing to pick somebody up from LAX. But and during that scene, I was like, again, Katie gives us nothing. Did you have anything? Did Katie give you anything?
Yeah, she was not going to have any FOMO about not going on the trip. Like, she just pretty much seems
Katie never wants to do anything, though. That's her thing.
She's like the stick in the mud.
Yes.
Well, then she's probably
Like, she's not a controversial, like, she doesn't say or do anything problematic. That's a positive for her, though. But she's just, everything is, she's never seems happy. I don't know.
she's good. Oh yeah, she's definitely got that whole, 90s emo, you know.
Well, in the earlier seasons, they called her Tequila Katie because she'd get drunk off tequila and then rage text people, and then she'd yell at them in public. And then I can't remember if it was her wedding season or what, but she chilled out a little bit and she's like, yeah, now I'm Sativa Katie, because she started taking edibles a little. So maybe she needs. I don't know. I feel like I'm on quite a bit of indica and I still need more chill. I'm at a 10 always. Okay. Anyway, Graham and Allie meet for the first time, I'm assuming, because Allie wouldn't have been around when James and Raquel had him, because Allie didn't come on until James brought her as his girlfriend. And so I think she's incredibly sweet about this surprise, just because she does have that cat that she loves. That's her baby. And so it's like...
Well, she said that, right? She's like, I'm a cat person and I like cats. And
she's like, but now this, she's rolling with it. I really dig Allie.
That was pretty, decent of her.
Yeah, because in considering it brings, like, every time she looks at that dog, she probably has to think of Rachel. But the good thing about dogs is they get into your heart and you don't care about anything else. It's like a kid, really. I love dogs.
Well, and she said that was one of the things that I was talking about that kind of irked me a little bit. You know how you're like, and to the moon and back about, loving somebody, like, that's not very far or whatever. I feel the same way when people compare dogs to kids, because I used to be one of those people.
Yeah, so did
my fur babies, right? We're gonna go take our fur babies out. But you know what?
But that was before I even thought I wanted kids.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Having one, it's not even the same thing. You can't even compare.
But okay, take your mind back to when it was just Taro and Ophelia? Ophelia. Taro and Ophelia, because I'm thinking back when it was just Bud and myself. And he was my everything. I mean, I still had a significant other. You still had a significant other, but they need to be fed. They need to be walked. It's the closest thing to a child that know of.
Oh no, I'm not saying that there's not some responsibility and love there. I'm just saying
unconditional love.
Yeah.
They'll shit in your house and you'll pick it up. Kind of love. So tell me it's not similar.
You're right. It's very similar. But the thing is that I don't know if I would have taken a bullet for Taro.
True. I would have taken one for Bud.
I would appreciate her taking one for me. But those two out there screaming about Melanie Martinez, I would, lay down and I would, throw it all down for them.
So. Yeah. Don't even have to ask.
And the amount of responsibility from a kid to a dog is...
But also you gotta understand, her boyfriend is James Kennedy, who is just like, he's always on a 20. He's kind of a child, like an adolescent child, a lot. Like, the energy it takes to deal with James is probably close to what it takes to having a child. So I think Allie is pretty close. Like, yeah, I'm sure she wouldn't want to compare her romantic relationship to having a son, but I'm just saying she'll be a great mom if she ever wants to be. If she ever wants to be. And then we go to people are getting ready for Tahoe, and we got or did you have more to say?
No.
Okay, so then the two Toms are shopping for Did I miss them?
No, you're right.
Yeah, the two
I just
Toms.
thought I heard a dog barking outside.
Oh, no. I don't, maybe. But they were shopping and talking about Rachel and how, and Schwartz told, or was like, yeah, I guess she wants to be called Rachel again. And Sandoval's like, oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. Which, did he?
I don't know.
I don't think
he might have read the same article Schwartz did, but he'd been blocked by then, is my understanding.
I think that he's having a hard time
being dumped.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's mad about.
He's like, he can't believe that she didn't
wait to get cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious because the whole time I was sitting there and that was my thought. He can't believe he was dumped. In this moment, it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is why he thinks he needs an apology from everyone else, is because he can't get one from Rachel because she blocked him. Boom.
Yeah, she was like, no, I'm not fucking gonna ruin my life for you, dude.
And everybody can talk shit all they want about her, but I think it's amazing that she went for 3 months.
Are people talking shit about her? I think she's smart for staying as far away from this as she possibly can. Well, no,
I'm not talking about fans. I'm not quite sure where. I don't have my finger on the pulse of the fans yet. I have, like I said, I've been sick. I haven't been awake enough to. I need to look that stuff up. But I would hope they're seeing that Rachel went and put in the time to get mentally better, and she didn't sign the contract to come and be beat over the head with mistress from a bunch of mistresses or ex-mistresses.
And I think
and I think it's good that she's doing a podcast because, like she said, I'm still being talked about. I want my side to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, there was an interesting fact about Graham she shared, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, I won't go into it. But yeah, and then I hope everyone's seeing how Tom is doing nothing but blaming people for what?
For being upset.
No, and also for not apologizing. But what are these people supposed to apologize to him for? Well, making him want to commit suicide?
Well, no, and I mean, I think he talks in general about people, but he's talking about Sheena.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if anybody actually did something, when he's talking about the podcast, I think that really did hurt him, that she kind of, threw him under the bus. But she was upset and,
And that's Sheena.
Mm-hmm.
She will do anything for $1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I mean, I think when he talks about these people...
I think he said Lala said something. I'm not sure because I don't listen to their podcast, but I thought in one of the previous... But he and Lala weren't close friends. Like,
well, I know he when he slams the sledgehammer, he calls out Lala's name.
Yeah, well, when he was talking about the podcasts and how Lala and Sheena were informing the public how to feel about him.
Mm.
Because Lala has a podcast and Sheena has a podcast, and that's what he was saying. They were perpetuating all the... I didn't even hear their podcast and my hate for him.
But that just kind of goes to show how...
Could you imagine?
How fucking disconnected and just tone deaf he is, because he doesn't he thinks that the fandom is pissed off at him because Sheena and Lala turned them against him.
Yeah.
But this is like classic, fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi to Anakin Skywalker. Like, you did that yourself.
An eye for an eye.
Mm-hmm.
Who said that? God? I don't know. Someone in the Bible.
That's Old Testament shit. I don't know.
I don't know either. I think, whatever. You know what it means, right?
No, but I mean, just being like, they didn't turn the public against you, Tom. You turned the public against you. And by him scapegoating them for doing it, then he doesn't have to do any sort of self-mortification. He doesn't have to look at himself and think about, man, what have I done with my life?
Yeah. And the really creepy thing is he's supposedly sober and he still is not even a little bit introspective.
No, I think so. I mean, it's like getting to think it's probably deep narcissism. You know what I mean? Not like
I
just,
think so
it's
too.
not, he's not just dabbling in narcissism.
Because
Like
he can't see it.
Because
how you can't even see a little bit of it.
I never did. I guess we're going to have to go back and watch that show because I'm really curious to see what kind of performance he puts on Special Forces, right? Because I'm assuming that he's going to go through this whole woe is me, this is me atoning for my sins, wow bullshit. And I just want to see how disingenuous it looks, because if it's anything like the reunion, right, like that Tom that was out of his fucking mind, that actually did not in that moment did not give a shit about anybody else.
I would actually like
not even Rochelle.
I'd like to hear
or Rachel,
or like have somebody watch it who doesn't watch Vanderpump Rules but does enjoy reality TV,
mm-hmm.
and watch it and see how they feel about Tom Sandoval. Like, they don't know anything about this scandal or not deep into it, and just see how he comes off, because he used to be the number one guy in the group for me, mm-hmm. from day one, because he was so nice to people. He just seemed like, but now I'm starting to see that his grand gestures were to put the spotlight on him. Look at what Tom did. Tom, you're such a great guy. And that's a type of narcissist, I guess. There are different types. I was reading, but I didn't. What is it? The covert or the...
Yeah,
I shouldn't even bring it up if I don't know it. But I mean, I think that his grand gestures were part of his narcissistic behavioral disorder, if that's what he has. But all signs are pointing. Oh yeah, and then Tom asked for knives, which, if you are a Vanderpump Rules watcher, he almost, I don't know if he did, I think he bought this really giant knife on their way to a NASCAR race. And so I laughed, but I was like, oh, and then I thought, oh yeah, my ADD brain. When he asked for knives, because he said when he was talking to Lisa about, or talking to someone about his suicidal thoughts, one of his friends had to come and take all his guns. Mm-hmm. What are California's gun laws? Because here in Montana, I always think they're like, no guns, because we have tons of everybody has mm-hmm. guns here, but I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, it's probably not.
Do they have a conceal carry? And what is it called?
They might have like an assault rifle ban, like conceal carry.
Conceal carry.
I think you can probably still get a permit there. I would, if there's an assault rifle ban, that probably wouldn't surprise me. But other than that, it's like everywhere else. This is still America. Guns are still pretty freaking accessible.
Well, I don't know. I've only lived here in Arizona for like a year, and I didn't know anyone with a gun, or nobody's talking about guns. But yeah, that's not something I talk about, because guns make me uncomfortable. Me having one. I'm perfectly comfortable around them because I grew up around them and I know to stay away for, let the people who know how to handle them.
Oh,
But
I know. I just listened to two teenagers debate about gun rights
oh,
for my
really?
public speaking class. It was quite interesting.
Was it? I bet. I would love to hear their perspectives.
Well, one, of course, it's pretty typical. I mean, it's pretty NRA type shit,
Mm-hmm.
good guys with guns. And so and
Well, that's what a debate is. You're going to have
well, no, but that's his
polarizing
point. Yeah.
sides.
But I mean,
Oh, this is his actual personality, too.
yeah, but yeah, this is just, he's just one of those guys, right? It's like, so the typical kind of arguments.
Gotcha.
Good guys with guns are going to save the day, got to fight against a tyrannical government, Second Amendment, I got to just be able to protect my family.
He was very passionate.
Oh yeah, and so yeah, he's all in. Like, so we were talking. He was like, we're gonna get, yeah, we should have guns in school. And I was like, look, man, I was in the Army. I'm the first guy. I would love to be like lead all the teachers out to the range on a PIR day to go and do some professional development with our firearms. I was like, and that would be fun as shit. But I just do not want a fucking gun in my classroom. It's like, right. and I tell the kid, it's like, you do not want me to have a gun in this classroom. It's a distraction. And two, you want a guy with a gun on his hip coming up to you and being like, how's it coming along over here?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not the environment I want in my classroom.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm without naming names or anything, have had teachers, I can think of two, have mental breakdowns on campus.
Oh, yeah.
What if they'd had guns? I know one of them would have shot the bitch that caused it.
Yeah, you want mentally stable people to be handling firearms, not fucking school teachers, man.
I know, right?
Half of them would go off and get drunk as soon as they leave. Shit. I shouldn't say that. People already give teachers enough shit.
Yeah, I don't know. We love our teachers. Yeah. They get.
I actually don't know any teachers that run off and get drunk.
Not anymore. In my day, I did. They were the fun ones.
The 90s. It was a different time. My teachers used to run out and go smoke cigarettes in between classes.
Yeah.
So there was a
smoking
section.
Yeah, smokers lounge for at least until they started doing Red Ribbon Week.
Yeah.
Then the poor teachers had to go outside.
Yep. Then again, I remember sitting there smoking. Anyways, Tom's got knives. Tell me about the knives. Is this a thing with him? Does he get knives a lot? Is he one of those? Is he a knife guy?
Well, there was that, like I was talking before, that one scene when on their way to the NASCAR trip, which is a fun season. He buys like this giant knife, and everyone's like, "What? You're not gonna buy that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am. Yeah, yeah. I can almost picture it. I'm pretty sure he buys it because later on during the NASCAR trip, they show him all drunk and, doing little knife tricks. Oh no, it's like one of those, what are those?
Like a butterfly knife?
Yes, it's one of those. And he keeps going like this and it flops back. It was one of those, but it was a big one.
Oh no, it was great because I saw this
that's what it was. It wasn't like a butcher knife. It was a butterfly knife.
I seen a meme the other day and it showed like a picture of one of those butterfly knives and it was like, a 1980s fidget spinner.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Those things were dangerous. They made me really nervous. Or the ones that you could click a button and they'd go straight up.
Oh, switchblades?
Yes.
Switchblades
oh my God.
No, but like switchblades were
dangerous.
Well, and they were illegal.
Oh, really? I had one.
Yeah, like
my Uncle Jerome.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jerome probably had one from back in the day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but there was no kid I knew that was able to get their hands on a switchblade. Like, that's actually was.
Do you remember when they started making the combs?
Like, oh yeah, the switchblade. Oh
and
yeah,
then the comb would come up.
Oh yeah, well shit. I mean, the county fair every summer, right? You get your switchblade comb or butterfly knife. It's like my favorite episode of Star Wars. Now that's the one we should
What?
show the kids. Yeah.
Star Wars or South Park?
I mean South Park. Yeah, the fun with weapons, where they go to the fair
South
and
Park.
get all those ninja weapons. Butters is walking around with a
I love
fucking
he's my favorite.
throwing star stuck in his eyeball.
What is it? Butters bottom bitches? I love Butters. Oh,
That's
so
what.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, then we go and Brock and Sheena are shopping and more talk about leaving Summer. Brock is annoyed. And he's annoyed about Sheena not wanting Summer to stay with. Oh no, Tori can't. But he's annoyed because she won't hire a professional. Only Tori or her mom will do. And I can't relate because none of those options were available to us. Our parents lived 7 hours away from us. So did our siblings lived far away from us. There was not a daycare in our town.
Well, honey, we moved our kids to the middle of the wilderness.
Well, I know, but I just but even if we had the money for a nanny, which we don't, so I can't even relate there. But even if we did, there wouldn't have been a nanny to have found. Because by the time we were living in the mountains, like I was over my postpartum stuff and we had left the kids with other people but no, thank God the school opened up that after school program, or they did the preschool. Remember when the school took over the preschool when Miss Diane, or when her daycare when she retired?
Yeah, well,
because when we first went there,
the preschool opened up at the same time. But I mean, still, I mean, I'm gonna be curious to see what happens after this trip. You know what I mean? Because kind of after you make that first step, you know, like, okay.
Oh, with Sheena?
Yeah, like
being more trusting. Yeah, maybe.
But then again, like, I don't know. I don't know if I was going on an extended trip, if I would leave our kids with just anybody. Because like when we've taken long trips, like they've stayed with our
grandma
parents.
and grandpa, yeah.
Even if we've had to drive out of the way to take them to them. You know what I mean? So.
No, yeah, that I can relate to Sheena.
Yeah.
But like Brock, he was like, it's your mom.
Well,
and if
maybe
her mom is telling her that she's a bad mom, then that's a problem.
Yeah. Well, and if Brock and Sheena's mom have issues, that aren't maybe
they kind of had off and on. I think we saw a few because she's always there.
Yeah. And I mean, I love your mom to death, but I couldn't imagine living or having her in our house you couldn't either, but having her come to the house every single day and just always be here.
Yeah, because I can't imagine it just because it isn't part of my life, but I've had it before. Like my mom is one person I would be able to tolerate because she and I are a lot alike. When we laugh, and sometimes I wouldn't mind having my mom come every day because she's funny. She makes me, like I said, she makes me laugh. We get along. But she probably wouldn't be, my mom isn't the type of person that can sit and relax. She would have to find something to clean. And if she couldn't, she'd get on the floor and like look for stuff underneath stuff, cleaning the basement. She's funny like that. She just, like, Mom,
can't sit
relax.
Still.
Yeah. No, but I know what you're saying. And especially with Brock, because we don't know much about his, like, I don't know anything about his parents.
Mm-hmm.
The only family I know about is his Australian family, but I don't even know much about them. But they're arguing they're fighting in the store, and it's uncomfortable even for me. And I'm just like, and also I'm thinking, I don't want Sheena off the show. I don't, because she does perpetuate some of the drama, and she'll be. I think I knew it was going to be between Sheena or James, which one was going to fall for Tom first, and it's pretty much a tie. So we need Sheena to be the catalyst.
Do you think so? I don't know if James is bought in.
Oh yeah.
I
think he will. Sandoval knows how to sway James, and especially if the whole group forgives him. But yeah, I just don't want it. Like I said last week, I don't really want anything about the kids on. But I guess if Sheena and Brock are having marital problems, and that's one of the catalysts, we need to see it, because Sheena hardly ever shows weakness in her life. She likes to put on this facade that everything's perfect, everything's great. And like, even when she came out in that bikini and she's like, I got this still, and she's pinching what? She didn't even have any skin to pull. And Brock's like, you had a baby in there. And she's like, tiny. I was like, oh, okay. Thin is in again. That's too bad. Because we got a daughter I want to have a positive body image for.
I don't know if it ever disappeared in Hollywood.
You don't think?
I mean,
Sheena wasn't always that tiny.
Oh, I just assumed that everybody in Hollywood was very overly obsessed with their appearance.
Well, I felt for a while big butts and boobs were in. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not here to judge anybody's body shapes.
Okay, moving on. As he pats his belly.
That's my gut.
Okay, so while everyone is, it just keeps showing people getting ready for Tahoe, and and Tom asks Anne, so I think, was he wearing red red Adidas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's like, will this cover, or if I get stabbed or whatever to death? And tells him his outfit will cover the blood.
Yeah. It was a lot of just, let's get ready for Tahoe.
Yeah. Oh, and then Graham gets to fly private with Lisa and Todd. Jeez. I always say I want to come back as one of Chris or Tony's animals. I decided I want to come back as one of Lisa or Ken's Pomeranians. Wow. Anyway, speaking of Lisa, the next thing is like she's at the photo shoot with the wolves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
Beautiful. I want to have a photo shoot. I don't know if they were wolves or just dogs that look like wolves, but
I know that the two, she had like two husky puppies.
Those were husky puppies or wolf puppies?
Those were huskies.
You think? Yeah,
the big one might have been a wolf.
You think?
Yeah.
Maybe. Because I just didn't know it. They didn't look big enough to be wolves to me, but they may not have been full grown or purebred, possibly. Who might have? I don't know. Never had a wolf, but
we had a wolf dog.
Pretty big. Up. I think they're bigger than that, but I don't know.
Yeah, we had a wolf dog growing up, but she wasn't very big, so she was only like a quarter wolf, actually.
Is that Misha?
Yeah, Mishka. So she was basically like Cha-Cha, like whatever Cha-Cha was.
Oh, husky and border collie?
Except for the husky was half husky and half wolf, and then with a border collie.
Oh.
So Mishka had she had the long border collie hair. Was she a
runner?
Oh yeah, she used to jump.
Yeah,
dude. So it was funny because when I was growing up, like especially like like a big, like I didn't really sneak out in high school
I never did. I would have got shot.
Well, I didn't get shot after I started working. I just didn't fucking care. Like I'd work till 10 o'clock at night. I'd be exhausted and I'd go roast a bowl and go pass out. And, but like, so like early on, like 8th grade, around that time, that's when I'd really go sneak out and we'd go raise hell in the middle of the night. And I remember we'd be coming back, as the sun's coming up, to go sneak back into the house before my parents got up for work. And so like me and my brother and our friends, we'd be climbing over the fence. And at the same time, Mishka would be coming back down through the alley to go and jump back over the fence. No, but she had like,
home.
Yeah, but she had like a whole like 6 of the neighborhood dogs that just kind of followed her like she was the pack leader, right?
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah,
I love dogs.
Yeah, she was my fave.
Yeah, you do. I remember you wrote a poem about her even when you were in the army. Yeah, dogs are awesome. Stella, she was a different dog, but we loved her all the same.
She was probably just too freaking inbred.
Anyway, Lisa with the wolves in Tahoe, and because she's doing the photo shoot for her newest restaurant, which she describes as sexy, masculine, big bad wolf.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, okay.
Everything's sexy with her. That's why when Vanderpump Rules is on, I find myself calling things sexy. Like, have you ever noticed that? I'll go through a sexy phase.
Sexy.
Yeah, like that color is sexy, or that whatever is, it's sexy. It does, whether it is or not.
Yeah.
But then
I don't know. Do you think? Here was my thing with Tahoe though.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but you know what I would say?
What?
It's not more beautiful than Flathead Lake.
No. Flathead Lake is love. Yeah. If you ever come to Montana, go to Flathead Lake.
Yeah.
There are a lot of. Where would you where's your favorite place? Because Flathead Lake isn't a small lake. Where's your favorite?
Oh, Blue Bay.
Blue Bay.
Blue Bay on the east side of the lake.
Yeah, that's where we always went. Yeah. It's even during fire season, it's pretty, and that's saying something. But
just look out for bears. But you can go there and pick cherries.
And moose. Okay, let me tell you, moose are mean. Be more afraid of moose than bear, I would say. Because bear will turn and run from you, or they're not really friend. Moose, they will just charge you for no reason. They're not nice.
Well, and 5 years of living in the wilderness, and the only bear I ever saw had gotten hit on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And I saw moose all the freaking time.
Yeah. I was scared every time. The elk are something to behold, but they don't chase you. Anywho.
No, let's go back.
Yeah, it's beautiful. She's FaceTiming with the Toms, and Tom cries about how people were so nice to him, and Sheena said hello, and Lisa, as soon as she gets that information, she perks up. She knew it. She was right. She was right. And so was I. And I don't usually like to say, I was right. But in this case, I was right. But it wasn't a giant no. I think anyone who's ever watched Vanderpump Rules could have surmised that Sheena would have been the first. Because, well, maybe I saw it because I'm a lot like Sheena. I can't stay mad at a friend very long.
I wonder if Ariana knew that Sheena went out and talked to Tom in the alley that night.
I don't think she did.
I think because
I
she
think that's
left.
why she wanted to go out there, because she's like, but we're not doing it in here.
Yeah.
Because Sheena was the one who said, let's go to the alley. So I don't know. I'm not sure. But here's where I fall with Sheena. And I am a lot like her in this way. I can't stay, especially if he apologizes. Because I think he has that in the alley he did, right? And as long as he keeps it sincere and doesn't bring up anyone else's part in it, he just says why he's sorry to me, doesn't ask me for an apology. And
yeah, but he always throws the butt. You know what I mean? Well, I'm sorry, but
I think he's probably been coached on how to handle this trip, like, quite extensively, because he is acting a lot more contrite than he has with, I think when Ariana or Katie are around, he just feels this venom
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I
do, and so it's
like
easier.
The best man at our wedding sitting there, just drowning fucking beers and staring out the wind and just staring at his ex-wife, going.
Yeah, so I think this trip is he's gonna cut loose and have a good time, and they're gonna feel, and the rest of the cast is gonna feel free to do the same in the same vicinity as him. So
yeah, well, I guess we're not quite there yet. I guess I'll ask this later, but it seemed like, were they drinking Heineken
or Perrier?
Oh, is that what it was?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, because was Lala drinking it?
No, yeah, she was drinking.
Yeah, that's her thing. Remember, it's her beverage.
Yeah, what a weird. I guess I don't know. I mean, I like
you liked those LaCroix for a while. Are you still drinking?
Well, yeah, but that's
water?
That's the point.
That's what Perrier is.
I know. It just cost an extra $3.
Oh, I know.
Fucking can, like, just so you can say it's Perrier. Maybe if they still did the glass bottles, but I'm not gonna. If it's an aluminum can, I'm not gonna pay that extra.
No, but I don't think my prediction on Sheena and James being the first to kind of take him back, I don't think that was a big leap. I think most Vanderpump consumers were on that same page. But
yeah, I'm not convinced that James has yet. So
what?
That James had taken him back yet.
Oh, well, we'll get there. Okay, but and then everyone else gets to Tahoe, to that Airbnb. Wasn't that beautiful?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, just to spend a weekend there that'd be great. But Sheena and Brock are fighting again, and I don't know, but Brock and Tom were in the kitchen, and Brock is holding Tom's feet to the fire a little bit. He brought something up, and then Tom's like, not now, man. I don't really want to talk about it. And Brock's like, well, I do. You caused a whole shitstorm, man. Like, I love that when Brock's...
Well, and that...
Because he's not even trying to be a dick.
Well, and I think...
He's just level-headed that way.
Well, he's level-headed, but he's also, I think, somebody who Tom can't push around. And so, right, he's not Tom. He's probably, because Schwartz is a yes man, Sheena's a yes girl.
Yeah.
And, like, basically...
He doesn't really know Brock at all. I mean...
Brock just comes in, he's like,
husband.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, I guess you're... you think you're like the cool kid of this playground, but this is real life, dude. Like,
I know.
You're not the world isn't revolving. I just felt like he came in and kind of popped his ego and deflated him a little bit, and that needed to happen.
That's what I was putting these puzzle pieces together, and I've decided if we have to deal with the Sandavol, my two favorite players in it now are Brock and Allie because they were the furthest removed.
Mm-hmm.
Allie didn't really have a relationship with either. She was starting to form one with Ariana and is trying to or she says she's continuing to do so. And then Brock, who like last season was his first season on air too, I think. I think it was. But anyway, he doesn't really have any loyalty to anyone other than Sheena.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think their takes are refreshing. They do get to be like, look, this is what I see because, and he can't even take it personally. He shouldn't because, and I like how Brock words things sometimes. You know, he really is. He's basically saying, this, dude, this isn't personal. This is just what you did. This is what I saw. And you did this to my wife. Like, I don't like that. Even though she's picking on every single little thing. And been there. I mean, you're a spouse. How do you not get annoyed by your spouse every once in a while?
Well, yeah, it's kind of it's kind of built into the, you know, the whole deal.
Yeah, and so
it's baked into the cake.
I think, yeah, there's been, and then Sheena has her home, but Brock's name isn't on it, and so people are looking at that with their, like, oh, is there trouble in paradise, or does that mean what?
Wait,
blah,
like
blah,
he's
blah.
not on the lease?
He's not on the mortgage. He's not on the.
Oh, title. I thought they lived in an apartment.
Well, she bought the house that she owns now in real time. I don't know where they're living. Whatever. But I'll have to read the art. It's just, I thought it was clickbait, so I didn't want to go read it. I just read some of the comments. And it's just her property, whatever. But that's why I feel like they're showing them fighting or just having these little fights is for storyline and whatnot. Well, I don't think they probably fight that much. I mean, we're seeing 5 minutes out of a full week.
Yeah, well, and I think...
And they have a little kid.
Well, and I think, I mean, that's part of the thing. I mean, that's part of the problem, right? Because everything is built up around Sandavol, and since Rachel didn't come back and Ariana won't film with Tom, like they're hurting for fucking stories. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and that's where I'm like, okay, as a fan, I'd be happy if you cut the season by a few episodes and stitched this get together. Like, I would have loved it if the season would have started off with Tom inviting everyone to Tahoe. And then get to Tahoe. And then they're going to get back, and Ariana's probably going to be in for a rude awakening when everybody is friends with Tom. I think that's going to be interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. I mean, sure, I think maybe they'll forgive him, but I don't see anybody just like being like going all in with Tom. Like,
oh my God, Phil, you gotta watch this.
I'm watching. I'm just telling you what I'm watching right now. Like, you're telling me to watch 20 years ago. I'm telling you what I'm watching right now. Okay. And what I'm saying is that the dude is, I mean, if you can't trust somebody, you betray somebody's trust like that.
I'm there with you.
Okay, so my question is why do you think that people are just going to go all in back with Tom? Like, that right now, because, and it's not like, because they don't work together anymore. Other than this filming for this show, they're not.
And that's their job.
Yeah, and.
But what makes me think this?
But they're living completely.
I am. I do know the history. That's what makes me think it. And every season there's a villain, and by the next season that person is forgiven. And then they're on to disliking someone else, or someone else messes up, or that's what makes me feel this way. I could be wrong, but I mean, I don't think I am. He doesn't, besides, the only ones he really cares about right now are Sheena and James, because they are main characters. Like, he doesn't care about Brock or Allie. He definitely doesn't care about Katie. And he even himself admits that if anyone deserves an apology, it's Ariana. And so, like, it, he's not gonna want to. He doesn't care about filming with them. Who else do we have? And I think if everyone else is, especially James, then Lala will. And Lala already is kind of coming around because she needs. I don't. She doesn't have a storyline right now, does she?
I don't think
At
so.
all.
Mm-mm.
Other than listening to Lisa talk about Sandoval.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that we've been missing a little bit of Lala's antics too. So yeah, you're not coming in on a good season. Let me tell you that.
Well, and I guess, I mean, I'm not saying that they can't recapture whatever magic they had, but I mean, in the end, you're only young once. These people aren't going to go back to being,
You're only young once. They're all in their 40s.
exactly. So if you think they're going to start partying like they're back in their 20s and 30s again, they're not.
No. But when they're on vacation, I hope they choose to have fun. And they're outside at those picnic tables.
Mm-hmm.
Is this at their rental house?
Yeah, I think it's just because I think
because they're talking about Tom is going to have guided meditation.
Yes,
very day.
And it's very California.
You would do it. I would do it.
I would do it too. It's just, I don't know. I just think everything that comes out of Tom's mouth is just fucking showmanship. It's all like curated.
Oh, I know. Like how he was talking about his newfound sobriety, and so he's so excited to do everything he used to do drinking, but not drinking. Well, and Lala's like, why don't have to commit to forever right now, just commit to right now. Well, which is good advice.
Well, I mean, I've done the program, right? It's one day at a time, Tom, one day at a time.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think because I am a meditator. Mm-hmm. And I'm not like trying to like gatekeep meditation, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not always pleasant.
No.
And it's not always. So I feel like when Tom was talking about it, it was like listening to my brother talk about how there's no. I'm never lonely with Jesus, and I just kind of felt like it's such fucking bullshit. It's like, if you believe in Jesus, it's because you get lonely. I would like to think, right? Like,
yeah.
And if you are serious about meditation, it's because
you meditate.
Yeah, and you are dealing with the things that come up through that. It's not just sunshine and fucking rainbows, is what I'm getting at. Yeah. And I kind of feel like it's kind of like, ooh, wave the incense around, and it's just another California show.
Well, I don't know. I think it's Tom always has to be kind of in charge of something, or and so guided meditation probably sounds enlightened, or
Well,
this
yeah.
is the work I've done on myself. Look, I meditate
Mm-hmm.
now, which means I think deeply. I
I get.
I love meditating, but I don't talk about it. I'm not
Well,
like, hey guys,
I
let's
think.
meditate together.
Well, I mean,
Which maybe would be a good
the
thing to do.
point of meditation is to deflate your fucking ego, not
Yeah.
inflate yourself, right? And
Or
so,
to just I like to quiet my mind, and then it helps me understand what I really
yeah, I
need
mean,
and want
yeah,
in my life sometimes
yeah.
also.
I mean, I don't know, like that kind of like new age hippie kind of attitude towards like meditation, I see is sort of the kind of new age version of like snake handlers, right? Like it's performative
I
and ego driven.
also, as somebody who was taught to meditate from a very young age,
Mm-hmm.
um, I in kind of in private too. Like I do mine by
Oh
myself,
yeah.
but that's how but I mean, we when I was learning, it was pretty much guided because it was in a group setting, and I loved that too. But I feel like having someone come over for guided meditation, that kind of stuff is trendy.
Mm-hmm.
That type
Yeah.
of meditating. And I don't subscribe to that because I feel like meditation has to become lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I do it every day at the same time. I try to. And
Yeah. Yeah. Him bringing in his little guru to do the group meditation.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it sounds the same if he was like, hey, everybody, Lady Cleo's coming over and we're going to do a seance tonight. Like, that's.
Oh, no, that would make me excited.
That would actually, I would prefer to see that.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
No,
I would believe that more. I would believe that they were more
but by
sincere in that.
By him doing meditation, I think it's like he thinks it's working on himself or whatever. I don't know.
I don't mean to knock the guy. I shouldn't. I don't know the guy.
I'm not in his head, but
I just don't like him.
And James and Lisa bring Graham to the group, and the best thing about that is, so did I tell you that James was George Michael's godson? I did tell you that. Okay, so that's where hippie comes from. But he said that in the confessional. And oh my God, I laughed so hard when sweet Allie, she's like me. She just says what comes out of her mind. Like she wasn't even busting his balls. She's like, if Rachel can change her name, I guess so can Graham. That was amazing. And she wasn't even she was just saying it. And it was, because I think she feels so nervous and awkward around Tom. Like, he's almost 20 years her elder. He's over 15 years older than her, I think. Because she's 28, 27. And he's 41 that he admits, but I think he's 43.
Oh, man. Tom is totally that guy.
He's that guy. Yeah.
I get older.
The girls, they stay the same age.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Tom.
He's that guy. And then Ariana's in LA, and I guess she did talk to a lawyer. I don't know. I would really like to see what, if anything, they signed if they had any kind of agreement going into the purchase of that house. Should we break up, this will happen. Or like, how can, I guess they have receipts and they can pull it out their bank account.
Yeah, maybe their bank account. Do they have receipts? Fuck, I don't know. I don't have a goddamn receipt. I just usually tell them to keep it.
You and I share a bank account that doesn't have millions of dollars in it? Like,
Man.
why don't you start a band and go on tour and have like a midlife? This podcast is sort of our midlife crisis.
The Tom Sandoval's and the most extras.
We just get high and lazy. So
Yeah,
this
but
podcast is our midlife.
Yeah,
crisis.
I can't do cover songs though.
That's all I'd want to do because I love. Oh gosh.
No, I'd want to be in a serious punk band. It would be the Phil Reeds and the Fuck Yous.
Oh, I like it. I like it. And then you wouldn't have anyone under the age of 8 or drinking age, maybe 21.
Yeah, I don't do all ages shows. I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah. We got that going on in our house every night.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, our little Swifties. Let's see. What else happened there? Anything that you found interesting?
Where are we at? Oh, with Ariana.
Oh yeah, we're talking to the lawyer.
Oh yeah. Just that they can rework the Lego piece. I think we were talking about some. I think you mentioned the Lego piece earlier this week, and we were talking about something.
Oh yeah, for when we start our video podcast.
Well, no, but
we should get a tapestry. Oh, yeah.
Why don't they get rid of that or something? But apparently, whoever put it together is willing to take it apart and rework it.
I would love to see what he comes up with. Like, just surprise me.
Well, it's pretty. I mean, it is pretty impressive. Tony sits around and watches that Lego guy all the time, and he, will build the towns.
Oh, Roblox.
Yeah, kind of like shit. I don't know. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm on drugs. Let's go.
But did you notice, like I said, time heals all wounds? She's ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
She just wants to get her money. I can't blame the woman. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine dealing with Tom Sandoval, who is never wrong, who just only hears what he hears?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine. That's probably why they need a go-between.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, I mean, they probably did try texting each other back and forth, but I bet you every time that
his blood boils.
And it's just like, yeah, I could imagine like she just wants to be like, hey, are you in the kitchen? I need to go use the kitchen. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. Rage texting, full caps, just flying at her left and right.
When they're back in the same town,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to gauge that. I think even though he does admit that she's the only one that deserves apology, she triggers him in a big way.
Well,
like now you're seeing nicer, more contrite, or more mea culpa Tom Sandoval, because Ariana is nowhere around and neither is Katie. Anytime the sight of Katie he's hated her always. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, that she did talk to a lawyer and she wants her money, and I cannot blame her. But it does go to show you that time is healing, because in the beginning of the season,
mm-hmm.
and so I don't know how much time has passed between episode 1 and episode 5,
right?
But she was like, absolutely not. I'm not making this easy for him to. Yeah, I'll leave as soon as I get what's
mm-hmm.
owed to me, and yay! But I hope the very best for her, and she got an extension on Broadway, so maybe she is going to leave the show. If they get another season, I hope it picks up. But back in Tahoe, there's more nanny talk.
No, this is where I think the part where she says that they did. Is this where he apologizes to
Yeah.
her? And she says, and then in the confessional, she's like, we decided to put a pin in it, but so we can kind of get through the weekend.
Oh, okay.
And so
yeah.
that was my thought. I'm like, okay, so let's kind of see how the rest of this trip goes and what kind of passive aggressive fucking jabs they take at each other.
Well, but that's the thing. I don't find Brock to be passive aggressive. Like, he's very direct when he talks to Tom.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, he's very. He fought with Sheena a little. Yeah, he fights with Sheena a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see. But he's probably more of a pushover to his wife. I mean, it would make more sense. He cares a lot more about his wife. But anyway, they all meet up at Wolf. And this is where they had the sledgehammer moment. And oh God, when Schwartz took it and he said, I don't want to be single at 40, and he pounded the wall. That really got me. Because there have been times in my life that I have felt that at a certain age.
Well, yeah, and then they're asking him about Joe. So there must be more that they know about the whole Joe situation that we don't exactly get.
Well,
right?
Crazy Kristen? Apparently, Joe is Crazy Kristen's crazy friend. So she's...
So she's coming over to cut Schwartz's hair and probably fucking...
Friends with benefits him.
With benefits and smudges his apartment for him, and it's probably where the plants come from.
Hey, I can get down with that. If she's gonna teach to be a botanist, so far I like Joe, but we haven't seen much of.
I've dabbled in crazy women my whole life, and I can tell you.
And you married the craziest.
And it's never boring.
Thank you. I'll take that as an.
Absolutely, every day is brand new.
No, but that made me sad, and then. Next, we have good old Sandavol, and he takes it. And he's like, scumbag and cheaters! Sandavol!
Well, yeah, like that was, basically it was...
Lala! James! And then Lala's like, are you gonna take accountability for any motherfucking Sandavol? And I just yell, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, I think I did too. So I'm guessing probably a lot of. Well,
Are we supposed to feel sorry for you, Tom?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what his motives are. I guess because if he really wanted to make things right, he wouldn't be doing the shit that he's doing.
He would have.
Can you be that emotionally stunted? Like, I guess I guess people are.
Well, wasn't it in the New York Times Magazine article where if it isn't recorded, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like they had to set it. That
needs to become a meme.
I said it first, people. Or did they say it on there? Did I say? I don't fucking care. Let's meme it. If it wasn't filmed, it didn't happen. It was recorded. Okay. So anyway, I was heated. And then Graham is living his best life. And Schwartz and I are pretty much the same person because he orders a dirty martini. And I've been talking about how next time we record this, I'm going to have a martini.
Okay.
And
I'll get the gin and the vermouth.
Yeah, that's when Lala asked about
Or do you want a vodka martini?
Vodka.
Okay. Ooh, I'm going to get some of that 37 vodka then.
Dirty. Dirty and dry.
Okay.
I don't like vermouth. Okay.
Okay.
Lala. Oh yeah, Lala asked about Joe.
Wait, so you just want vodka and olive juice?
Basically.
Okay. Gross, but carry on.
Mind your business. I can have a fruity one. With like one of the fruity vodkas. What did I have with the sugar rim that one day?
Where?
I had Ribbon Chop. We're not sponsored by Ribbon Chop, but when your parents gave us that gift card, and I had that delicious steak, and it was like
Oh,
an
I couldn't tell you
orange
what the name. I don't know.
martini.
I mean, I know the names of beers. I don't know the names of cocktails.
No, but I'm saying I could have one of those types of martinis
Okay.
that has a flavored liqueur. We could.
And a crusted up rim.
Yeah, we need to get Ariana's books, and then there's Tom and Ariana who have sexy AF cocktails. Oh yeah, and then I think Ariana's is single AF. I don't know. Let's look into it, and then
Okay.
make some like artisanal cocktails. Where now I'm lost my place. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't care what anyone is saying about Schwartz. I hate that I find myself being a mixture of Schwartz and Sheena on a regular basis. But that's okay. That's okay. It helps you learn about what you need to change. But let's see what else happens.
I'm trying to think.
Oh yeah, Schwartz. Oh no, Lisa. She wants to play a little game, and she asks James to say what she likes most about Sandoval. Or did Schwartz want to play this game?
No, I think it was Lisa.
I thought it was a terrible idea, but James was a gentleman, and he's like, well,
we're sitting at the same table.
I think that's pretty nice for now. That's what fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Lisa, so I think she's a little.
If anyone's gonna get this show back on the rails, it's Lisa.
Oh yeah.
Because she's telling people, fucking forget about it. You're all cheaters. Film with Tom. Let's get this show back on the road, because I have another restaurant to open. I'm going to need some more money, more contracts. Let's just...
Oh yeah, this is business.
Yeah, she's moving it along. So you should be thanking Lisa, if anything. But she will always stand up for the men over the women. And that, yeah, I understand where she comes off. But...
Well, no, she's a little misogynistic. Like,
yes.
The whole wolf thing, the whole sexy, unique,
but you have to
big bad wolf.
You have to consider her age and upbringing.
Okay.
She's probably our parents' age.
Mm-hmm.
Brought up, she seems upper class England or London.
No. I'm not talking about like that.
I think she grew up in a misogynistic type of era.
She's like this girl I know that's like, I can't watch female sportscasters because why? I don't know.
I don't like when because I feel like they're used as token female sportscasters. I don't feel like they're getting the person who's most qualified for the job half the time, because some of these...
Oh, I would say like maybe on like...
Unless they're an ex-athlete, then I care what they have to say, because that one blonde woman especially drove me nuts on Root Sports, because she would ask pretty much rhetorical questions when she was interviewing people after the games. I watched the game. I saw the play. Like, ask the players something that I don't know. Let's move on.
Okay.
Can we cut that?
Sure.
I don't know what I was told. What?
Huh?
Huh? Okay, now.
So we're talking about Lisa, and we're talking about her always taking the men's side. James, starting the little game.
Oh, James had to say something, or his
And then,
favorite.
I mean, we can cut through the bullshit. I mean, the big thing is James and Tom's conversation.
James said something nice. And then they went on to have night drinks, everybody around the fire pit. And then they basically talked about what tomorrow is going to bring. And then Tom and James talk. And, just if we're just watching the show and we know nothing more than what we're being shown, this is Tom's first sincere apology. He seemed really sincere when he said, "I'm sorry I hurt you." And James, you didn't just see him melt a little bit? Like, he was so appreciative that Tom said he was sorry. And it ended on a hug. You don't think he's forgiving him? He's warming up to him?
I guess. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Because he saw him as a big brother. And think about family. You and your brother have had fights that you have probably thought you'd never recover from back in your early adulthood.
Oh, yeah.
And you're as fine as you can be now. Right? I mean, you love each other now. You can be in the same room, give each other a hug. Hey, nice to see you. But, so yeah, if it really is a big brother, little brother relationship, I think James, and I know you hate the guy. The world is coming to hate him, but when Sandoval is on your side and you don't know any better, he's very kind and fun. They all have a good time. I like it when the boys are all getting along because they have a good time. And so if we have to pretend Sandavol didn't happen to make all of this a good show again, I'm willing to do it. Because while it was going on, it was great. It made for good TV. It made for something interesting to keep an eye on during the off season. And now I'm over it. I'll forgive Tom. Fuck it. Let's just Sandavol over. I forgive Tom. Just stop talking about it. Then maybe his narcissism will...
then he
can cover it up with his nice guy routine.
Yeah, he can
and
go
we
and
can all forget about what happened.
We can all just
Ariana can cash in her bag and hopefully be happy. I think she is happy.
Oh no, like I'm totally down with that Onion article, right? Like, and they're all like, "What's next for Tom Sandoval?" and Tom Sandoval is like, "I don't know. Let's see which women they hire for the next season." Fucking love sex.
He already has a new girlfriend. I guess she's a Victoria's Secret model.
God, stupid. I mean, I don't know. I guess are Victoria's Secret models, or do they have some sort of?
She's a Victoria's Secret model. That's what I've heard.
She's got low self-esteem, whoever she is.
I don't know. I don't know who she is.
No, like I said, I'm going to call it right now. Nice to meet you, low self-esteem. I can't wait to see you come on the show.
Because I don't know.
Or shrewd businesswoman.
Shrewd businesswoman.
But I can't imagine that anybody... I mean...
Victoria Lee Robinson. He's dating Leo DiCaprio's former fling. So, yeah. Probably what? She must be over 25. Isn't that the running joke? If somebody's over 25, they're too old for Leo. So, she's really pretty. I don't know. This article isn't telling me how old she is. But she's really pretty. Like, she could. I don't. And that's the thing. I don't know what. She has to be kind of young, though, because otherwise, being in a relationship with somebody like Tom Sandoval would just drive me.
Well, let me see. I don't even know what you're looking at.
The A-list actor was 41, and she was just 23.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Wait, Leo was?
Oh, their fling fizzled out a few weeks. I don't know. No, this is...
Tom.
No, maybe this is... No. We're cutting this for sure.
All right. Well, we can probably start wrapping it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it. Okay, everybody, if you are still listening, thank you very much. We will be back next week for better or worse. Hopefully much.
Yep, we're trying to figure this thing out. We're trying to get some better sound equipment and do it right.
And finding our footing and
yeah. I mean, I would almost bet you that the only people that are going to listen to this are going to be me and you. So until next week, everybody.
Have a good one.
Yep, we'll see ya. Like and subscribe.